That's not what you look like when you went to bed last night. Something's different.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. So
at least you're not like a girl and you wake up with half your makeup on your pillow. And you're like, what? Like,
the problem is, I probably put the makeup on myself. Like I got bored. And I was looking at my makeup collection for stage, which I guess I do have my own makeup bag for stage. And then I was like, what makeup does my wife have? And and then I'm in the lingerie. And next thing you know, I'm a full-blown drag queen walking around to go get the mail. And the neighbors are like, he's just not right. Hello, Dallas-Fort Worth. It's Rick with Concert Connection, sponsored by PMC Entertainment. And yes, I am still in lockdown. Actually, it's not because I'm forced to be quarantined. It's because I feel very cozy and warm here in my little safe zone where I can't be, well, the only person harming me is me. And that's a whole nother issue for us to talk about. But this week's guest is none other than Chadwick. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Actually, what's funny is a couple weeks ago, you and I were both at a soiree. In someone's backyard. That was one of the first times that I had actually kind of gotten out and about. Just I've been kind of self-quarantined, just kind of doing the, following the rules, even though I'm a rule breaker. This time I'm like, I'm not going to break the rules so much. And that was such an eye-opener for me because, I've heard everybody, and I'm not diving into it. People are like, if you're not safe, don't go out. If you are safe, go out. If you don't want to wear masks, don't. If you do, I'm not touching on it. I have feelings on it, but I'm not here to sway anybody. I stayed home for a while, and I will say I do have a mask that I wear sometimes, depending on the situation. Mine has Darth Vader with 2 lightsabers, so it's like a skull and crossbones with Darth Vader. I love it. I love it. So, it's the rebel in me.
Yeah.
And but no, we were at that party, and it was funny because it was we've interacted, but never where we could just like stop and have some drinks and hang out. And it was such a blast. And I knew I knew right then and there. I'm like, okay, he's got to come on the show sooner than later. So I was so excited that you got to come on because I think we yapped up a storm that night.
Oh my God, yeah. Everybody was like, what? Like, are y'all going to go on a date after this? Or
I kind of felt like, even though my wife was there, I almost felt like we were engaged. I mean,
Dude, we talked about everything from work to styles of music to vacations to favorite tequilas and everything.
I was really impressed with the Dark Side of the Moon conversation. I was inspired. I'm gonna get out my telescope.
Right?
Oh my God, how have you been, man?
I'm doing good, man. Just like same as everybody, just trying to stay safe. I've got a 5-year-old and 5-year-old son, and my 65-year-old disabled mom moved in. So like I've kind of been trying to not be around sick people because I don't care. I'm not going to get sick. Like I'm
not worried about me.
Yeah. So it's about them. So been trying to stay safe but still being bored out of my mind.
I do like your approach. The tequila shots to cleanse the system. I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm on board.
Absolutely. Yeah, it kills the germs. It just kills everything. Yeah.
Oh my God! And I remember because you said, thank you for sending me a text with a picture of the bottle. Because next time I'm in the liquor store, I'm going to pick some up. My wife and I were talking about it, and I'm not. I think I told you that night I'm not a tequila drinker.
Right.
But we did like a year ago. We did this cruise. We were in Cozumel, and we were like. Our friends were like, let's do a tequila tour. And I'm like, I don't drink tequila. Yeah. And we do the tequila tour, and they give you a full-blown education, and you see how it's made, and then you do the sampling. And have you been to the samplings?
No, I haven't. No. I mean, I've done the stuff at like the liquor stores and stuff, but no, I can actually
like go to a tequila factory, do the sampling. Because I'm going to tell you, at first I'm like, they go smell it. And I'm like, oh God, that brings back such bad memories.
Yeah.
He goes, no, hold on. He goes, smell it again. I'm like, and you're like, okay, it kind of smells sweet, maybe a little caramel. He goes, smell it again. We do this 3 or 4 times. And then he goes, drink it. And I'm like, just dreading that tequila shot moment.
Right.
And everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
I do the shot. It was smooth. It was good. Almost sweet because it was a brown high-end tequila, And I was like,
Reposado, yeah.
Okay, and I don't know enough about them. I just know that it's good. I bought a $100 bottle. It's in my liquor cabinet. When no one's looking, I'm doing shots of tequila because I heard it's good for digestion. So I figure all the ho-hos and ding-dongs I need to digest them with tequila.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Mexican restaurants that they'll serve you like a tequila coffee liqueur thing after a big meal to help with digestion, and that's the first time I ever heard about it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do some research into this because that, like, hey, you just ate amazing food. Have some tequila. It's good for you. I'm like, I don't know, but it is. Apparently, it is. Yeah.
Is that sweet, or is it like almost like a liqueur, or is it?
I can't remember the name, but it's like a tequila liqueur, almost like the Patron XO kind of. Yeah. So it's coffee liqueur. It's really good.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check that out. Holy crap,
dude! It's really good.
And you'll understand next week. I have a guest on that I'm doing. Actually, I'm doing the interview this week for next week's show. And when you watch next week's show, you'll understand the gist of this, and I'll tell you off camera because I don't want to spoil it for everybody. I've got a really cool guest next week for everyone. And but no, it's funny how the tequila has come. And I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm not. I'm a social drinker. I don't sit at home and drink usually at all.
Yeah.
But
I don't think
it's funny during quarantine. I've actually my consumption's gone way down. You know, I'm more like a weekend warrior where you know I don't drink at rehearsals. I drink water or like a supplement, a pre-gym, for workouts.
Oh yeah.
But the tequila, I'm telling you, man, the tequila's been creeping into my life. And the more I find out about it, that we drink a little bit sometimes, and you don't have the hangovers.
Dude, it's the people are scared of tequila because they mix it, and they've been drinking Jaeger bombs and Irish car bombs and beer all day, and then they'll drink stupid White Claws. I mean, they're mixing everything. Then at the end of the night, they're like, ooh, tequila shots, and it makes them sick.
You're gonna have to pardon me. It's drop back. I feel queasy. I'm gonna have to go real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my Lord. You know what? And again, I had such a blast chatting with you. And there were so many things because if I remember correctly, the first time we met was a secret little project, which has not unleashed, and we won't talk about it yet because you guys haven't unleashed it, correct?
We officially launched it, but
it haven't played.
But we haven't played because the coronavirus shut down our first show.
So should we leave that off the table right now? Leave it secret, or do you want to talk about it a little?
No, I mean it's not so much a secret anymore. We're just waiting for everything to open back up and everybody can get back. I mean, we haven't been able to practice because there's like 8 people in the band.
So you guys actually came up. The name of the project is
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
And if anybody watched the movie 8 Mile, they will absolutely know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It is an Eminem tribute, which is, I was privileged enough to watch some of it, and I got to say, you guys threw down. I was like, "You're Eminem," and he's not the green Eminem or the blue Eminem. He's like,
dude, his name is Taylor Goss.
Okay,
he's an original rapper, dude. He does videography and stuff. His music videos are killer. His original stuff is awesome, and I saw him out in Greenville, off of Greenville in Dallas. Doing karaoke, and he's just sitting in a chair and he's doing the song "Stand," where he's like writing a letter like "Dear M," back, and he's not even looking at the screen. He's just sitting there, kind of putting on a show and just kind of like pretending to write a letter and stuff. And for a second, I'm just like, oh, somebody's put an Eminem song on, and I look up and this kid's sitting there rapping, sounds like him, looks like him. I'm like, who are you?
Holy crap!
And then come to find out he's engaged and had a baby with one of my old friends that I've known forever. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this. Like, this is awesome. And then I brought in Brian Small.
Brian and Julia Small are part of this project.
And his wife Julia Small. They do the Just Like Pink. Yep. And I brought them in to help me just kind of put all this stuff together. And we've got a killer lineup of bandmates and musicians and singers and rappers.
And again, who's throwing down on drums?
Mike Salter. He actually played for Crazy Town.
Okay.
Out in LA, and he
Oh, yeah.
played with them, and he's toured a little bit. But he's got the family, and he's doing the family thing out here in Texas. So
Nice.
to get him on, and he's awesome. He's
He's
a little ginger, like.
I remember we were hanging out, but it was just like I forgot who it was on drums, and it was like, again, the whole lineup is solid as hell.
Yeah.
When you guys hit the stage,
dude, I can't wait. We're trying to pair it and actually do our first show with Just Like Pink, because Eminem and Pink do a lot of songs together. So
nice.
Julia Small is Just Like Pink, and then she's also does the female vocals for the 8 Mile. So just kind of pair it up and just do one big show. And
that'll be fun. That'll be fun,
dude. It'll be a blast, and I don't have to sing. That's the whole point of it. I don't have to do everything.
Yeah, you're only playing guitar on this one.
Yep. I might do a couple vocals, but I'm just like playing a couple riffs. I'm like, this is so nice.
So let's talk about you not having to sing, because normally that's not the case, because you actually sing in your other project.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about your Toadies project.
Man, that's the Backsliders.
Backsliders,
man. The Backsliders was my first attempt and first old college try, if you will, for the tribute scenes. I've always done covers and just played whatever anybody wanted, man. I started when I was 21 in bars, and I would take requests on karaoke songs for free shots. And I'm like, great. Shots. And then it was at Monte Carlo's in Arlington, Texas. And the owner, James, came up and he's like, you play guitar too? He's like, why don't you come up here and pay $100, free drinks? I'm like, wait, what? And then I've just been doing music ever since.
You said money and alcohol.
Yeah. And then all my friends were there, and I was like, this is awesome. So I've always done covers and just variety, everything. The Backsliders was my attempt of, I'm born and raised in Texas. I love everything Texas. And Toadies were a huge influence on me growing up in high school and all that.
Yeah.
And I've seen them a bunch of times, and they're just an amazing, amazing band. And of course, Vaden did a little bit of the Burton Brothers. So we play all the Toadies songs that we can fit in a night. We even do some of their covers. They do a cover of Blondie. They do some Tom Petty covers.
Nice.
And then we also throw in a couple of the Burton Brothers songs.
Nice.
So it's really anything that
if they touched it, it's open game.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So if they covered it and we're like, man, they covered ZZ Top, we're like, cool, we'll do some of that. Like we'll do the covers that they covered.
Yes.
So yeah. So
we're doing the same thing. Look at Rebel Yell. I mean, we're doing LA Woman, Moni. I mean, we're doing covers.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
If an artist did it, it makes it right on. It makes sense if you're paying tribute to them. And I think there's something, doing the tribute thing is phenomenal. I've got some other tributes I want to do so desperately. I don't have enough hours in the day.
I've got a whiteboard full of bands that I want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But being in a cover band, and I actually have a cover band. We haven't played in a few years. We're called Fun Time Chaos. And it's because we're a fun time, and it is chaos. Anytime you're dealing with me, it's chaos. The name just popped in. I like the way it sounded. I'm like, okay, cover band, Fun Time Chaos.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of, it's 90s, 2000s, kind of whatever we want to do. But it has that pop punk flavor to it, so to speak.
That's cool.
And I think being a cover artist, because I've done the originals, that started out that way.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, some of the biggest bands in history played covers. I mean, you can never go out and go. I mean, I can't think of a band that I've seen that hasn't played some sort of cover on stage. So I think it's
look at Metallica. They did a whole album, Garage Inc. Man, they just they're like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna do a bunch of covers, and it's freaking amazing. And I like some of the covers better than the original.
Thank you. Duran did an album, all covers. They did like White Lines. They did Ball of Confusion. They did some phenomenal covers. And you just kind of, I mean, again, almost every band I know. I mean, Foo Fighters. Look at Taylor Hawkins. He's got the Chevy Metal cover band. And he's a badass drummer. So
he's awesome.
it's always fun again to go out there and kind of do the cover thing. And I'm always itching. I'm always itching to learn new stuff. You know, you get and I don't know if you guys find this, but you get in the groove and you're like, okay, I need some more music. I got to learn something because it's just, it feels good. Yeah.
I'll be listening to Pandora, but I have a playlist on my iTunes of just songs to learn. And if I hear a song like, man, I need to do that song, I'll just add it to the playlist. And then when I don't have it, I did it a lot during the lockdown. But I just put that playlist on and sit there and just, like in high school when I learned to play, just push play and just start playing along and see if I can figure it out. I'm like, this is killer. So that's kind of how I started the Toadies thing.
Nice.
And of course, everybody knows Tyler and Possum Keenan and and stuff like that. I come from the water. But, man, I've always loved them. But doing that, I just kind of dove into them, and I was like, dude, these guys are insane. Like, their songwriting, everything's like super creepy and like, but it's real stories. But dude, their time signatures, I mean, as a drummer, you can appreciate that. Their time signatures are insane. Yeah. And it's not just 4/4. So it keeps you interested as a musician playing it. But, I mean, that's something I would never come up with by myself. But,
no, for a simpleton like me, I to learn the Toadies, I would be struggling. I mean, I'm a pop punk drummer. I've always prided myself on that. I play fast and hard, and to do those odd timing signatures, I can do it, but I have to like slow down, stop, think, digest it, to make it come out. Because
man, our drummer, his name is Toll Ray. I've known him forever. Great singer, guitar player, bass player. He was actually in Belize for about 10 years running a nightclub. Doing all-American music teach. It's almost like what you call it? It's almost like Cowboys here, Red River or Arlington.
Okay.
Had a house band and they played. So it was kind of like that. But he would do all the '90s stuff and they loved it. It was a big tourist destination. But he's one of the. He's a freaking human metronome. You're like, all right, play in 6/7 and go. He's like, like he doesn't vary. Like it's just built in. He did drum line and he's done all kinds of stuff, but dude, he's insane. Yeah,
I started out on pots and pans. That's I never progressed past that.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord! So, are you guys when you come out of all this? Have you guys still been rehearsing? Are you ready to come out of this like swinging?
We've been. Hopefully, we've all been running over the stuff at home.
Not to call anybody out.
Yeah. So. We're gonna do a quick run through. I say quick. We're gonna run through everything on Thursday, and just do like a practice / dress rehearsal, and just knock it out.
Because you got a show coming up.
Yes. So we have a big show coming up at the Rebel in Frisco on Saturday. Man, that's gonna be killer. And I think they're up to 50% capacity now.
I think that's right.
My cover band Jericho played there a couple weeks ago, and they were only at 25%. It was still fun. But they were having to turn a lot of people away. So
that's you know what? All musicians dream of there being a line and people getting turned away because you can't let anymore in. But we were hoping there's like more than 25% in the building.
Yeah, that was like you're turning people away, and there's like 10 people sitting there like, oh man, that's
like, dude, I'm putting it on my resume. Sold out the Rebel.
There you go. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, but Rick, there were only 7 people in the club. Sold out the Rebel. I don't care.
You turn people away. That's all that counts.
Oh my God! But I mean, no, that's again, and we were talking about it. In fact, I was just talking with Abby. Again, getting on stage up there, and that's something even you and I talked about. We're gonna have to throw together seriously. Toadies, Green Day, and
dude, that'd be awesome.
Oh, it'll be a fun night. And I've got as I'm sitting here talking to you, I've got an idea for a tribute band. And we'll talk off camera. I'm not letting the cat out of the bag. But I have a good one. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh crap, this would be
let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
And there's a ton of hits too. So you're gonna be like, oh hell, Rick, I didn't even think of that. So tell me a little bit about Jericho. Now that's your cover band.
Yeah. So Jericho's I've been doing Jericho for 15 years. How old am I? 36. Yeah, 15 years.
16.
Yep. I wish. Now I've been doing it forever, man. Jericho was just kind of a byproduct of me playing with other bands and just going out there and it's like, hey, I want to play, and man, everybody's been through it, and it takes a long time to find a group of guys that you can trust, you can get along with, that won't have any drama. And
oh my God, that's the key point right there. No drama,
dude. I'm telling you, like these guys I have now. Like I said, Toll Ray plays drums for Backsliders.
Yeah.
But he's also the sub drummer for Jericho.
Nice.
And then Clay Wise is the main drummer for Jericho, but he's also the bass player for Backsliders.
Okay.
So and you know Clay.
Yeah.
Man, dude, his harmonies are just insane. And
why do you think I started smiling when you said Clay? I'm like,
dude,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Man, it's he subbed in. I forgot how I got his number through somebody, but he subbed in one day out in Dallas and at Ferris Wheelers.
Okay.
Dallas barbecue with a big patio.
Yeah.
I never met him before, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll play." I'm like, "All right, cool." He comes out, and the first song we do, I think we were doing maybe Sunday Morning by Maroon 5 or something, and he's nailing the drums, and then he just comes in with these like angelic harmonies, and like it's like Los Lonely Boys and Fergie and Jesus are singing all together. I was like,
nice.
What is happening? Like, this is amazing. And then I just look back at my bass player, Christian Sly. Man, Christian's been around forever.
Yeah.
But I look over Christian, I'm like, yep, he's hired like forever. Like, dude, we had the greatest time. There's no drama with these guys. Christian
nice.
Sly and Christian, man, he's a legit rock star. Like he did songwriting. He's did some songwriting for Sony, for Disney. Man, he had a band called Opus Flux back in the '90s, and Toll was his drummer in Opus Flux.
Okay.
And he's a phenomenal singer, like one of the best rock singers I've ever heard. He knows his stuff, and he's just got a little older, and he's like, you know what? Like, I don't want to sing anymore. I just want to sit back and support somebody else. And we had the conversation. He's like, dude, if you want to do this, you're made for it, and you've got the personality. Like, I'll just back you up. I'm like, well, what are you going to do? Because we did the same thing for years. Yeah. We could never get together. And he's like, why don't I just play bass for you? I'm like, do you play bass? He's like, yeah, I just started like a couple months ago. And he's one of the best bass players I've ever met. I'm like, what the crap, dude?
Dude, I just picked up drums a couple months ago. Don't worry, I'm on tour this week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it was. I'm like, what? He's like, oh yeah, I've done stuff with the Highwaywomen and other stuff. And I'm like, what? So, dude, he's a phenomenal bass player, and so he's just killer. He's a great guy. He's great with helping with the band. He knows how the band works, and he knows there's just zero drama with any of these guys. And I've known Christian for 10, 15 years. Of course, he's known Toll for 20 years. And Clay is kind of the newer one of the group, but man, we all get along so well. And there's no drama. We can all hang out and laugh and joke around, and there's no egos. And that's hard to find, a band full of people without an ego.
Because and I think that's because we're musicians. I mean, it does take. You could say no ego. It takes a little bit of ego and confidence, and when you say ego, it's not a negative thing, but a little bit of, you know what I mean, to get up and do what we do, especially in front of large crowds. But no negative egos, like I am God, and
like,
you know what I mean?
Who I am, like they don't know. I don't, dude. Every time a musician tries to get uppity and puff their chest up, like, you know who I am? I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Like, hey, even if I know.
Yeah, even if I do, I'm probably going to forget in about an hour.
I'm going to act like I don't.
Right, like, oh, wait, who?
Hell, I do that with myself every morning, like, who are you?
Oh. Right, like, yeah, just I'm just a dude on a show, like trying to promote a show.
That's not what you look like when you went to bed last night. Something's different.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. So
at least you're not like a girl and you wake up with half your makeup on your pillow. And you're like, what? Like,
the problem is, I probably put the makeup on myself. Like, I got bored. And I was looking at my makeup collection for stage, which I guess I do have my own makeup bag for stage. And then I was like, what makeup does my wife have? And and then I'm in the lingerie. And next thing you know, I'm a full-blown drag queen walking around to go get the mail. And the neighbors are like, he's just not right. So, yes, and everyone's going, Rick, we knew that about you. We knew you had issues. I don't put on airs. You guys know I got issues. I'm honest about it.
Right. That's awesome.
I wear my crap on my sleeve.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh my Lord! So you guys, I mean, literally, you guys get together kind of regularly. Then, I mean, as far as doing shows, you're always playing.
Yeah. Obviously, before the lockdown and everything.
Yeah.
We were set up for a pretty solid year. At least three, four nights a week.
God.
And
is that not the worst? Because we had to go through, and I was looking at my calendar for the year between both my bands, and just like gone.
Yeah, and it's so we also play at Jericho also plays at Windstar.
Nice.
At Toby Keith Barn. I freaking love that gig, man.
Have you ever played up at Gillies?
I have not. I need to. That's at Choctaw, right?
Yeah. That's
I need to get over there. Dude,
that's a fun
I've been there. I just haven't played it. It's super cool. But
I was sitting in on drums for Cherry Bomb, and we had played. This is like 2 years ago. And we had played Taste of Dallas.
Okay.
And then we played an hour set there, and then we had to drive up and do a 2-hour set at Choctaw. And so we did 2 shows in one day. What a phenomenal experience! You know, I wasn't with them very long. I played a few shows with them, and it was just. In fact, one of the shows we played at the Rebel with Basket Case, I double dipped. I played both bands, and let me tell you, what a phenomenal stage! It was such a good time to go up there, rock out, and just.
Oh, dude, I bet. It is a really cool stage. Just kind of open up to everything. And
now, have you ever been up to the Island Bar?
No, I have not. No.
That's up on Lake Texoma, and you're going to hear me talk about it a ton. So Jesus calls me up on Sunday morning and says. He wakes me up at 9 in the morning. He's like, he goes, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, what did I do if Jesus is calling me at 9 in the morning? Am I getting fired? I mean, did I like steal a cop car? And I'm like, what the hell did I do last night?
Right.
He goes, hey, why don't you come up and hang out with us for the day? And he was hanging out with the owners of the Island Bar. So we went up and hung out with Russell and Cheyenne, and spent the day up there. We ended up. Had a room. We stayed the night, and the Island. We actually saw the windbreakers. They're like a smooth, kind of.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
They were phenomenal,
and
I got to hang out with the owners. If it's not a club you've ever played, you should play there. You should go up, and it's got that island kind of vibe. The roll-up doors go open. There's Lake Texoma, and if you don't have a contact, we'll get you a contact. You need to go up there and rock out. The crowd was phenomenal, and any band in DFW that hasn't made their way north, get in line because I'm begging. I want to go up there and play. It's holy cow.
Sounds awesome.
Oh,
and that's the cool thing about the Backsliders and Toadies, man. Toadies is like 90s lake rock music. I mean, you can play Possum Kingdom anywhere. We did a fundraiser out at Eagle Mountain Lake. And then and it was awesome. People were just pulling up on their boats, and that was super cool. And obviously we're trying to get out to actual Possum Kingdom Lake. But but we're also competing with the band we're a tribute to sometimes. So we got to wait till they're in Vegas or out of town or something like that.
And not many bands have. It would be, I guess, here in Dallas if you started a Drowning Pool tribute that you're competing with a local band. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so I mean not that it's awkward because I don't think they're playing a lot, and I might be mistaken, but the bands that I'm tributing, they're out in LA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not here a lot, and that was one of the questions and concerns that Christian brought up. He's like, dude, they're from here, and he's like, I actually know the original bass player, and I was like, oh geez, okay, well, whatever. This is my first stab just to kind of see what it's like, and then it's actually becoming a really really big success.
Hey, so you haven't met them yet?
No, haven't met them yet.
I'm curious. I'm always curious what original artists think of those of us paying tribute to them because we love their music, and I know some of them, I'm sure some of them think that we're ripping them off, which we're making a sliver. I mean, we're barely getting paid to even get on stage.
Yeah, they're paying for gear rental.
That's it. We're actually keeping your name alive, and hopefully there's people like, oh my God, I forgot. They go out and buy, the album. I mean, so you know, we're helping keep their fan base alive, keep their music alive. But I do wonder that sometimes, you know, and I know some celebrities, and I'm always just like, and they always seem down because you even meet them and they get on stage and do covers, which is basically this is what we're doing. We're glorified cover band, and they're doing covers of songs. So it's you know, it's a respect thing. I see it as a, you know, I have big respect for you, and
so definitely next time Toadies are like Bomb Factory or something like that, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and just get back.
Pull some strings.
Hey, it's me. Hey, this is me.
Well, you actually have some, you know some people, so you might actually like get in and be able to meet them.
Right, yeah. Of course, my dream would be like, hey, I'll get up there and play that song for you, or sing it for you, and they're like, whatever. So I don't know.
No, what you do is you take your guitar and you go camp out where their tour bus is and just sing out front.
Just do the whole Heretics album, just acoustic. Like,
so when they come out, go, hey, you guys maybe haven't heard of this band, but you should check them out.
Right in front of their giant, massive tour bus. Yeah.
And at that point, they're like, security, please take the crazy man away.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Oh, my Lord.
And I was actually, I went to the, because they just had their 20th anniversary in October of Rubberneck, the album.
Okay.
And they did it at Gillies in Dallas. And, man, that
great venue.
Man, it was so amazing. Of course, the whole band was there, and we're sitting there like taking notes of like what the openers and like what's their set list. And dude, halfway through it, I didn't give a crap. I had a Texas flag wearing as a cape running around, and I was like, dude, this is so much fun. I was throwing business cards out in the mosh pit, like, we got a tribute. Like, hey, it was so much fun. And
you know, you're not supposed to eat the candy in the parking lot. I mean, in case you didn't get
it was the big white van said free candy, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Well, it goes one of two directions. You end up running around a venue with a cape and thinking you're a superhero because, or you end up abducted. I mean, it's going to be one of the two.
Yeah. Or
maybe both if you get like the Wonka ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Any other plans you have for again, cover tributes that you want to do other than the one I'm going to tell you about after the show?
Okay. I've got a couple of them that I've been throwing around and talking to guys in the band about. And I'd like to do one that like people aren't really doing.
Always.
Yeah, because we're in a big transition of everybody's been doing 70s and 80s hair metal and all that stuff forever.
Nope, not me. Nope.
Yeah, but like
not me.
As far as but you have people who do it amazing, like Metal Shop.
Oh yeah.
And then, like you have people that those guys are amazing. Chi and Shannon, like those guys are phenomenal. And like I'm not going to try to compete with that. Like they're skinny. Like I do not look like an 80s hair metal guy. I don't. Like one of my favorite singers, Sebastian Bach. I love him to death. But I don't look like that. So I'm trying to go more towards stuff I grew up with. I mean, I threw around the idea of a Silverchair tribute, but they're
yeah.
But I don't know how big they were here. I loved them.
Well, don't disclose anymore. Somebody will watch you go, oh, dude, I could do that better, and your idea is gone. So we'll talk off camera. I'm telling you, I've got some ideas. You're gonna love. I hope you love mine. You know what? I was an '80s guy, but I'm a product of like the '90s and the 2000s. That's really when I got into music when I moved to Seattle. And so I have that that grunge, that pop punk aggression. I'm not a finesse player. I don't claim to be. My first band, Faith and Disease, we were a goth band. And that was like the only time in my career I've done slow, ethereal music. And it was like that lasted for a couple of years. We did a couple albums. And I was like, we're practicing next door to Nirvana. I want to be like them. And so I left the band. Cool. I left the band to go be in another band because I wanted to be pop, I wanted to be grunge. I wanted to play.
You heard Dave Grohl. Whack
oh God!
Like what?
You hear them play? I mean,
like done.
We had the Posies. We had Hole. We had the Presidents of the United States. We had Mudhoney. There were so many bands.
I'm a huge Presidents fan. I freaking love those guys.
So Jason Finn, the drummer, also played in a band called the Pinups, and we used to open for them all the time. And so I would do, and I was a home brewer. I still am a home brewer. I just haven't brewed in a while. So I would bring like 5-gallon soda kegs of home brew, and like before we would go on, we'd sit out in the van pounding home brew. And I mean, he's just pounding back. He's like, dude, did you bring a keg? Like, yeah, Jason's a really, I mean, he actually went and sobered up last time, and I haven't talked to him in years. He had sobered up, he had quit drinking, but I've seen him like just smash. But he gets on stage, and that guy was so flippin' phenomenally talented, didn't miss a beat. And you just go, and I was trying to do it.
He just turned off. Like, how do you,
Yeah, I tried doing that, and it didn't come out the same way.
Yeah. You think it was amazing, and then you see like footage later, and you're like,
be like, Rick, you really sucked tonight. No, man, I was awesome. We drank the whole keg before we played.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
But no, it's funny because I'm a huge Presidents fan. They always wow me, because they played like he would play a small kid. Chris and Dave, only had like 2 or 3 strings on their guitar and bass. I mean, it was gimmicky, but it was still throw down awesome, like the energy and the durability. They didn't need to have full equipment. They're like, we're gonna do what we do with what we got.
Yeah, that's like the epitome of less is more. Like they didn't have all their strings, and it was amazing. Yeah,
I remember I've seen the Presidents so mmany times around venues in Seattle that aren't even there anymore, and just in awe of them, going, wow, and of course everybody knows Lump, which but there's so many. If you have their albums, there's way better songs than Peaches and Lump. There's they did a song for the Supersonics. Supersonic. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, it was awesome.
One of my favorites is the Kitty on My Foot.
Oh, Kitty on my foot and I want to touch it.
Yeah. And the very end's like, F you, Kitty, you sleep outside.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. Old Man on the front or Old Man on the Back Porch is another one. Like I'm telling you, I'm a Presidents fan. Like, holy crap, awesome. There's one that would be.
Dude, that would be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So through all this, I know that we had kind of, and do you want to touch on it? I know that we had talked a little off camera about booking your band can get frustrating. And is it something you want to talk about, or you want to dive into it?
I mean, I do. I mean, it's actually something I'm like super passionate about. Like it's bands know, but there's a lot of bands that are just like, that's just how it is. Like, it sucks. Booking agents or blah, blah, whatever. And I mean, we've all dealt with, I'm not going to name any names because, but we've all dealt with booking agents, local, international, regional. Yep. And there's very far and few in between that you have one that's good at his job and he's easy to work with and he answers the phone. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they're not biased. Like they don't have an agenda for just
right. Like they only book their buddies. Like it's like this isn't just a big like everybody is like I don't know. So there's a lot of booking agents out there are just out there just to take as much money as possible. And I get it. Like you want to make your money, but like I said, I'm not going to name names, but I fired a booking agency just recently. Right before the coronavirus hit. Yeah. And they were taking minimum 30%. And I was like, of course, we're at the venues, we're talking, and obviously you and I can have the gift of gab is what my mom calls it. And I just start talking to people, bar owners, and they're like, yeah, man, this is so cool. You make this much money. I'm like, hold on. No, I don't get that at all. And they're like, well, that's what we paid this agency. And I'm like, that's not what I'm getting. Yeah. And normally, like, if they're paying $1,000, cool, make $100. That's awesome. But
take 10% off the top. I got no problem with it.
Right, but if the venue's paying $1,000 and then they're telling me that I need to do them a favor for $500 and then they take 10% of the $500, like it's a scam. Like it's trash. And because I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna help them out. They're gonna give me some more dates, and it's always the carrot on the end of the stick. Like, oh, I'll have something else. So I'm starting to launch this year, and it's a terrible time to try to launch it, but I was already trying to. But I'm like, you know what? Whatever, I'm just going to go for it. And so Jericho Productions is my company, and working on an app. We don't have anything ready available. We just have the design and everything ready to start building. But starting to do more booking stuff.
All you need is an idea and a willingness to work hard at it.
Absolutely.
I just had my 2-year anniversary for this show. Had a willingness, had nothing. It was ground zero. Had an idea, you know, we had an idea and we built it. And if anyone thinks it's easy, put down the crack pipe because it ain't.
Right? Yeah. No, just because we're smiling and having fun and enjoying a conversation doesn't mean that this is easy.
There are some not so great conversations. There are some very frustrating ones, and you take the good and the bad. And I've said it before. I mean, some people reached out to me. They're like, during this whole pandemic, they're like, "Are you going to shut your show down?" No, I'll adapt. You know, I can't wait till I'm back doing interviews where I get to hug people and hang out. You know, because I'm a hugger, and it's tough.
Jimmy Fallon's doing the Tonight Show from his living room and from his office. Like it's like we don't need to shut down.
No, there's no reason to shut down. And I had a couple of episodes banked up when I went into isolation. So really, we never missed an episode. We were able to. We had some time to adjust and roll into it. And it's, you know, for us, it was like, oh, nice, you know. And it's funny because I see a lot of other people out there now. Everybody's doing some sort of podcast or, you know, doing a show. And I kind of chuckle because, you can do it for a couple months while it's young and fresh. But when you get into the long grind of it, you know, like I said, I've been doing it 2 years and I'm like, trust me, there are times you're like, holy smokes, man, this sucks. Do I have to do a show this week? It's like, no, I made a commitment, you know, and it's, you know, you said something that kind of struck, I guess, not a nerve, but kind of struck my ears. Is, you know, you do have, you know, be it not just booking agents, but bands that want to play with just their buddies' bands. You know what I mean?
Right. And there's so many booking agents that'll do that. They'll they'll be like, I play in a band and I'm going to come in and book all your bands and I'll do it for free. And the venue's like, yeah, cool. And then all they do is book their buddies' bands. And it's bands over and over and over and over. And it's like, it's tough to not get in that grind because even with the show, I've met people that I have friends that I'm friends with, and a lot of folks know, you know, who I'm friends with. And you know, my friends, I'm like, oh, come hang out with me. And I ask a lot of people, and I'm honest. You know what? I have ADD, and I forget crap. You have to sometimes remind me 2-3 times. I have the best intentions, but I screw up. Right. And honestly, I've always said I want my show to be fair and balanced. Like I want all the bands to have access to me. Ask me, and there's a couple that have asked me that they've had to ask me a couple times that I've reached out. We're getting them on the show because I've screwed up, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to only my buddies' bands get to come. No. Because I mean, if your buddies are okay with you just screwing them over and taking half their money, you're making a great living. Like
I do this for free.
but I mean, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like you're not gonna grow. It's just gonna be the same people. You're just gonna saturate the market with the same people over and over. And eventually, people get bored, and you get bored, and then the thing just tanks. So you want diversity, but I can't stand when booking agents do that stuff. And,
well, you know what happens in Hollywood. You know what happens. I mean, it happens everywhere, and it's
all about who you know, who you're sleeping with, and who you made out with, and who you bought drinks for. And
at the end of the day, there's nothing that's gonna stop me from being an entertainer. I enjoy it. My aspirations are not to go on tour. I mean, if it happens with one of my bands and they're like, hey, we want you to go play all the House of Blues, you know, if I can take time off, sure, let's go do it. I'm down with it. But living on a tour bus again, you know, where that's all you do and you get, not at my age. I'm content being just a local weekend warrior. I love our music scene. When I say I love our music scene, I truly love it. Are there things I could do better? You're 100% correct. There are. Right. I wish I was closer to Fort Worth because there's a thriving music scene in Fort Worth that I feel like sometimes I miss out on. Even though they mingle, it's separate, and I really would like to be more a part of it. There's a bunch of original bands. Some of them are phenomenal. Yep. Some of them suck. And I mean, it's no different than cover bands and tribute bands. Some of them are phenomenal. Some of them suck. And, you know, it's like, okay, I've done the original thing. I know how difficult it is. And, you know, it's like if you're going to go out there, this is my theory. If you're going to go out there and accept money to entertain people, I love entertaining. Right. But if someone's going to pay me to entertain, I better bring you a show. If I sit there like a stump on a log or my timing's off because I'm drunk or I mean, I take performing very seriously. Like I consider musicians, we're artists. In my, I mean, we're actors that happen to play. We are playing rock star. So people want to be entertained. And that doesn't mean you got to jump around like a monkey, you know, bashing the cymbals. But you better bring an entertaining show. You better be into it. And I've said it a ton of times. 3 rules. For me, number 1, I play for me. If I'm not having fun, we got problems. Number 2, I play for my bandmates. If my bandmates aren't having problems, or not having fun, am I having fun? I play for them. And third, we play for the audience. So if the audience is not having fun, go back to rule 1 and look at yourself. The crowd should always have a blast because you're having a blast. You have to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're just mailing it in, don't mail it. Stay home.
Man, we did Jericho played at the Rebel a few weeks ago. There's this, I don't know if you've met him. His name is Joe Zombie Man. He looks like Rob Zombie, got the long wig, dreadlocks, and all that. And the nicest guy in the world, man. He came out and he actually just did a review on us on Facebook. You guys can check it out. But he's the nicest guy, and he brought that up. And somebody requested what song was it? "Killing in the Name of" Rage.
Oh yeah, Rage.
And we're playing Chris Stapleton and Alice in Chains. Like we're just all over the place. And somebody yells it out, and we're like. We all look at each other and we're like, I don't know, can we? And for like 15 seconds, we're like fiddling around and we're like, got it. And then I didn't realize this because he just did a review on us. And he's like, he sees us, they're all like, I don't know, man, I don't know. And then it clicked. And then his words were, the entire band just looked at each other and smiled and just struck the first note. It's like, and just nailed it. And it was, so dude, it was so much fun. Somebody requested it. So it's customer service for me, number 1.
Yeah.
If I'm not playing songs that anybody wants to hear, why am I doing this? I'm not going to make money. And that's the whole purpose of it. Yeah, it's fun, but you also need to make money to pay bills. Like you got kids and you got a family. And
well, it's funny because I've said this many, many times, and there's so many bands that still don't get it. It's not about us. It is not about us. The reason we get brought into clubs, okay, is to drive liquor sales. And for all the fans, non-musicians watching, just so you understand, the reason bands are on stage is to drive liquor sales at the bar. That's it.
Yep.
If they don't make any money, we're not coming back. They'll do away with bands. So, and we as bands, there's songs we want to play, but it's not about us. I mean, we have to itch that itch a little, but really you got to play the songs that the audience wants to hear, or they're not going to come back. If they don't come back, they don't buy liquor. So it's you have to know the business dynamics.
And it's with the cool thing is with the Jericho band and with some of the stuff that I do, is I've been fortunate enough to with the music that I was raised on. Like I love B-side stuff. I absolutely love it. Like,
I do too.
A little bit obscure stuff.
Yeah.
But whenever I play, like I've got a Toadies band and I've got Jericho and an Eminem band and I do all this stuff. Yeah. But if you see me solo, man, I'm playing Mark Cohen. I'm doing walking in Memphis. Like I'm doing some Elvis stuff. Like I'm doing all this stuff. Playing some America. Like I'm doing all over the place. Dave Matthews Band. Like I just listen to everything, and it's so diverse. But they're all, and I love the songs, which I'm fortunate to love those songs. Yeah, that people also want to hear, and that's been my biggest struggle is to find the songs that, okay, people like these songs. Like I don't play Jesse's Girl. I don't. Dude, I freaking hate it. I've played it so many times. And it's just over, and I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah, but you know there's going to be people in the audience that if you play it, they're going to go nuts. They're going to have a great night. And that's where you have to get to that point where you're like, okay, it's not about me. You want to hear it? I give it to you.
Absolutely. If they request it, cool. It's not going to be in my regular set list.
Yeah.
But if it's like, here's $20, play Jesse's Girl. I'm like, dang it. Okay, let's go. And we do it, and they're like, that's amazing. You should do that more. And I'm like, I don't want to.
Tip me $20 every time, and you'll get it.
Absolutely. Just put a menu in front of the stage. Like, this song
here's a menu of songs we don't play. You want to hear it, $20. You can have what you want.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a second. We may be onto something.
There you go. Yeah.
So we're like, We're like a jukebox.
Just play really crappy songs.
Play whatever you want.
Just play really crappy songs everybody hates until somebody pays you like they do with the jukebox.
Oh my God! Oh my! You know what? I'll be your drummer. We'll absolutely do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
We'll annoy the crap out of people till they, throw some. You gotta put money in there. We'll play the good stuff. Holy crap! Oh my God! Well, I gotta tell you what. I'm absolutely tickled. I'm gonna have to give you some contacts outside of the show. Yeah. So there's some places you need to go play, and definitely we got to get together because, like I said, I'm staring at you. I've got a tribute in mind that I think would be. No, I mean, they've got a bunch of hits, and I don't think anybody's doing them, and you'll understand in a minute. Dude, thank you for hanging out with me. Would you do it again?
Thank you so much for having me, dude. It's been a blast.
Are you kidding me?
It's been a blast.
Any excuse? We got to get together more often. I mean, absolutely. I'm telling you. We sat there you did the acoustic thing over at our friend's house. We were actually at Yvette and Dom Shell. Yvette's the dancer for Rebel Yelling for the Kruligans. And God, everybody was there. Dude, there was Travis was there.
There was a ton of people. I was like,
yeah,
this is crazy.
it was crazy because there's some folks that I did like Travis. We were friends, but I didn't know him. We had met. And it's funny, he walks in and we both look at each other and immediately it's like, I get to finally go say hi. You're like, I know who he is. Yeah. We've chatted on Facebook, but we never got to meet in person.
Yeah.
And there's so many people throughout this whole thing that it's like, again, I'm friends with people. If I had the time, I would have gone out. Had bars been open. I probably would have met a lot of my friends on Facebook that I don't normally get to hang out with. But I mean, if I'm not, let's face it, I'm in a couple bands and I have a show and I have a real job. So chances are, I'm busy. So me to go see bands is sometimes difficult. And I'm guilty. Sometimes I just go see bands I'm friends with just because I don't have much time. And I'm guilty. I go to a lot of metal shop shows. Why? First of all, my guitarist for Rebel Yell is the guitarist for Metal Shop. So I go out.
Yeah.
I'm friends with all of them. So if I don't really want to go out and hardcore socializing, they're usually playing close to home. I could just pop in and be like, hey, what's going on?
What's up?
But it's this whole thing was just going to a house party and actually getting to meet some folks. And I mean, you and I had met, but we hadn't really been able to sit down and chill. And it was just like, that was so much fun. So definitely, especially after just spending an hour with you, just yapping, I definitely want you to come back on. Maybe next time we could do it in person, or better yet, we've talked about it. We really, you know what? We got to pull out the stops. Let's put a show together. Seriously, I do Toadies and Green Day, and for the Green Day stuff, I have some deep tracks that we'll do. We'll do some B's, but mostly it's like A+ songs. I mean, you're getting Welcome to Paradise, When I Come Around, Basket Case, American Idiot, Holiday. I mean, I can give you almost 2 hours straight of nothing but hits, which
that's awesome.
It's fun. It's fun, but again, I've had the itch lately to now that I'm doing Billy Idol too, which pop punk guy.
That's perfect.
Me, but there's some other stuff I want to do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because if you're comfortable, you're not growing.
No, sometimes you need to be comfortable and be on autopilot. As long as I'm gonna snap out of it, because I will come out of some of my breaks or just my autopilots, and I grow exponentially. Like make huge leaps because you haven't pushed yourself. You've been like, okay, let me coast, and then when you jump back into it, all of a sudden you accelerate. It's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, we should do this again. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's give it one more plug. This Saturday at the Rebel.
Yes, this Saturday at the Rebel, Backsliders, Toadies Tribute, and we're playing the whole night. So we're gonna do
one song all night long.
Yeah. So we'll just play 4 hours straight. Yeah. And then I'll be escorted out on a stretcher because I'll die. But no, we're doing all Toadies. And then filling in the rest of the night with Alice in Chains and Filter, and we're just do all the 90s. We'll even do some Green Day stuff. Like we're just throwing everything 90s.
Heck, I might need to see if I can come up. If I can sneak out of the house, we might have to pop up. I'll jump in on drums.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Come on, man. You're more than welcome. Let's go. That'd be awesome.
You're like, okay, please don't break anything, Rick.
Yeah, well, it's not my drum. It's not my drums. I don't care.
Yeah, see, it's not your drum kit that I'm breaking.
Right. But
oh my look, dude, Chadwick, thank you so much, man. It was awesome having you just hang out and yap with me. I know we'll talk a bunch because I got a bunch more a bunch more things for us to yap about. I definitely want to get you back on before the year's over. And maybe
hopefully by the next time, I'll hopefully have that the booking app going.
Oh yeah,
I've officially launched that. That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, you're talking about apps, and I'm going to go ahead and launch it. I'm going to tell everybody, go to inthepitwithrick.com. It is a web page. I actually have a page for inthepitwithrick.com. At the very top, if you go from your phone, it'll tell you how to download that. It's a progressive web app. It'll open up on your phone like an app. You can catch all my shows. You can catch advertisements for bands. There's a calendar there. If every band starts using, put your shows in, and people, if you're in a band, promote there. If you're just a fan, get the app and open it up. Oh, guess who's playing tonight? You just pull up Thursday. Here you go. And again, I want everybody to use it. It's free. Just get it, use it, make it ours. Something that we all get to use, and just it's another way for us to advertise, because we all have our phones on it. We all have 100 apps on our phone. Yeah. I want everybody to have an app where they're not going, who's playing tonight and where. Open the app up. There you go. So inthepitwithrick.com.
That's killer, man.
I'll send you a link so that you can, again, I'm kind of doing it one by one, showing people, and I'm like, man, give it to your bandmates, give it to your friends, put the word out there. It's free. It's if it comes off the way I think we kind of built it, and it'll work for everybody, and it's a way to promote. It's
that's on Android and Apple. It works on everything.
Works on everything.
That's awesome.
It's a web-based app. It's a progressive web app. So it's again, you'll download it and it'll show up on your phone. If I wasn't recording, I'd show you on my phone. It's just an app. You click it, it opens up like any app.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. That's easy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's different than what people are normally used to going to the App Store downloading some. This is a little bit different, but I want, once people figure it out, they're gonna be like, oh my God, holy hell, use it.
That's awesome.
So thank you again for hanging out with me, and thank you, Dallas Fort Worth, for hanging out. And for those of you in Oklahoma City, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Atlanta, New York, LA, Seattle that are watching, and England, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys watching the show. I love your input. Again, if you want to come on the show, ask me. We can schedule some interviews. We're not getting together in person yet, but we can do the web based is easy, just doing the video. If you want me to announce your show, and I've been kind of sort of announcing, sort of not. I can't wait to start announcing shows, because this is Concert Connection. But with the uncertainty of who's playing, some shows get canceled. I'm kind of slowly dipping my foot in the water. Lava pretty much is having shows. They're live streaming. The Rebel is pretty much doing shows. I know they've got shows going on at the Maverick. There's a couple other clubs. They're jumping back in. In the next week or two, I'll probably get back into fully committing to that segment of my show. Plus, again, go get the app, inthepitwithrick.com, download it, start looking for it there. We'll see if we can't start updating it. And hopefully all the clubs, if I can get it into their own hands, they'll put their stuff on there. If you want to follow us, you can go to Facebook, like us, invite your friends to like us, share your stuff there. I'm good with it. You can also go to, we've got a iHeart. We're on iHeart, so you can go catch us there. You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on YouTube. We also have a Roku channel for those of you that have a Roku channel, just want to watch me on the big screen and take your Nerf gun and shoot the TV right on. We've got an Amazon Fire app or Fire channel, so you can go watch us there. And again, we do have the app for those that want it on the phone. You will be able to watch all these videos on the app as well. So I mean, all the interviews we've ever done are going to be there. It's I'm hoping it grows. It's a great jumping off point, but it's I'm always open to suggestions. It's about the music scene. It's all about them. So thank you again, Chadwick, for hanging out with me. Thank you, Dallas Fort Worth. Don't send me any more cease and desist, because I'm too stupid to read them. I make paper airplanes out of them or feed them on my dog. I mean, I use that excuse long enough that, I might as well make it real. So here, take it, run with it, chew it up. Just don't crap it in the house. Take it outside. So tune in next week. I've got a great interview for you again next week. I think you all are going to be nicely surprised. And we'll talk a little bit more about music. And again, be safe out there. If you see me out and about, because I sneak out, catch a show. Go check out the Island Bar. Like I said, hung out up there this weekend. The Island Bar rocks. It's only 90 minutes north, Lake Texoma. Get up there. Go hang out. It's phenomenal. You guys need a weekend getaway. So I am Rick. This is Chadwick. We're Concert Connection, and we will see you in the pit.
There you go.
In the pit. In the pit. In the pit. In the pit.